Hey, hello, good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Shaun, how you doing?
I'm really good, really good. I'll be honest, it's been a bit of a rush this morning. We've had so many plans to get ready, haven't we?
We have, yes. Yeah, it was a close thing, but we made it.
We did make it. Can we just say thank you for joining YouGarden TV. My name's Shaun Ryan. This is Adam Woolcott. Stu's doing all the technical things. We have got an amazing lineup for you. Loads of offers. Now, if you are new to our live stream, this is really important. Free postage.
It is, yeah, which is fantastic. Why waste money on postage? We can get it for free.
Yes, and that is on absolutely everything on the show, even the big heavy stuff like the compost, the pots. All you need to do to get the free postage and actually to get all the special offers as well, so I'm being attacked by a salvia, is use the offer code YGTV4025. The best thing to do, because we're going to try and get through everything in the next couple of hours, but if you go to the website, click on to the live now little icon there, that will take you to all of these special offers today. I will say, by the way, the prices that you'll see will come down on many of these items when you use the offer code. And we've got an amazing selection of bulbs because it's obviously a fantastic time to plant your bulbs. We've got loads of autumn and winter bedding to choose from. We've got lots of big standards, so some really established plants. Oh, I tell you what, I'm really excited about the heather collection.
Yes, I love heathers.
Oh, they give you amazing winter colour,
middle
don't
of winter, yeah, lovely, and they're tough as old boots as well.
They are bone-hardy, you'd say.
They are bone-hardy, indeed.
A wonderful selection, and yes, it will all be delivered free. And honestly, when you buy from this show, the prices are amazing. You buy direct, so you really do get the lowest prices that you can ever imagine. We're also here to answer queries and questions. We love it when you interact with us. Gillian's already sent me some pictures. Good morning, Gillian. We will be sharing those. Her dahlias have finally bloomed.
Wow, better late than never.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure.
Hey, mine was slow this year as well. And if you want to say, email any of your pictures and comments, you can do it ygtv@yougarden.com. You can also comment on our live chat on YouTube and Facebook as well. But yeah, it's lovely to be with each and every one of you. Right, where do you want to start, Adam?
Oh, start with the salvia if you want.
I honestly, I bought 3 of these last week. The price that we've got is amazing. And Adam, I think for me, so I'd forgotten it was actually that affordable, £12.99. £11.04, and this is what you get.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's huge.
I was actually out in the nursery this morning. They've not been chopped back. They are coming out.
No Chelsea chop.
No Chelsea chop. They have been Chelsea chopped twice already this year, and they've grown back twice. These are phenomenal. You can't stop these plants. But the great thing about them is, if you want colour now, I mean, we're at 2nd of October already. These can still look this good on the 2nd of November, believe it or not.
I mean,
if we get a mild autumn.
And to me, there's purple and purple. This purple.
Oh, that's a proper purple.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a regal purple.
Yeah.
And I love the buds actually, Adam, because the buds are almost black and then they open up and they are, the most perfect regal purple. And actually the purple contrasts against the green of the leaves.
And also the leaves are actually fragrant as well. If you give the leaves a little squish.
They are, aren't they? They're lovely.
Yeah, got a nice sort of citrusy, spicy smell from the foliage as well, which is great.
Right, now you might be thinking, OK, I love the salvia, but where do I need to plant it? Well, we're here to give advice. So I'm thinking, Adam, full sun for this one.
Yeah, definitely. What this adores is full sun and really good drainage. If you plant it in that kind of position, it will come back year after year. We've got one growing at home at the end of our bungalow. It's south-facing. The soil is really well drained. It's nice and sheltered. It's come back 3 or 4 years. Running. It's about 1.5 meters tall at the moment, been flowering for weeks, and it will keep flowering.
And when did yours start? Was it sort of late summer, July time?
It started about August, beginning of August. I mean, this year it was early because we had such a hot summer. It sort of encouraged it to flower earlier than normal. But yeah, these will flower 2 or 3 months, and they're a great autumn staple in the garden because they will give you colour at that time when your chrysanthemums, your dahlias, your nerines, all those autumn flowering plants. So you can keep your herbaceous border looking like summer, even though we're now in autumn.
God, I think it's absolutely stunning. The value is amazing. £11.04 for club members, and that would be with free delivery as well. If you are, say, new, you probably noticed there are 2 prices on the screen. Well, there's 3. There's the recommended retail price. There's and promise me you hardly ever pay that. £12.99 is our price for everyone that's watching, but if you are one of our club members, you will get an extra 15% off, and that brings your price down to £11.04. But everyone gets free shipping as long as you use the offer code YGTV4025, and that code is valid for this week only. What a start to the show. So I bought 3 of those last week. I can't wait to plant. I'm going to plant mine near my pampas grass.
Yeah, they'll look great, Sean, because the pampas grass are flowering now, aren't
Yeah.
they? So those lovely white plumes, or indeed if you've got a pink pampas grass, contrasting with this will look absolutely fantastic.
I was also thinking these look great with your salvias as well.
Salvias, and also, yeah, because there's
I like the hot leaf salvias.
Yeah, there's so many. Well, I was away last week, and I went to this private garden, and there was a border full of dozens of different types of salvias, all flowering simultaneously, and they looked absolutely fabulous.
So I just thought, I've got my hot lips, which is flowering right now, so I'm thinking, maybe put it near there as well.
And with your, if I can say it, Verbena bonariensis.
Verbena bonariensis.
They kind of look good, great, because they're sort of a similar colour.
Yeah. So there's many, many places you can plant this. I was also thinking, actually, could look really nice with some of the taller geums. The geums maybe in front of it, and then this at the back.
That'd be nice.
Because orange and purple always looks great as well. Anyway, if you want it, £11.04 is the club price. 500. No, it's not. It's 560,516. Right, another beautiful plant that we have got on offer today is the Sarcococca. And the reason we're showing you this right now is because this is already beginning to bud. And this is going to give you the most sensational winter fragrance. I don't think I know anything better than this for winter fragrance.
No, this is one of my most favourite shrubs, because this is giving you colour, the salvia now, late summer into autumn, but this is going to give you colour and fragrance in the middle of winter.
Wow.
It's a really, really super hardy plant, this one. It's evergreen as well, so all the year through you've got this lovely glossy green verdant foliage. It almost looks as if we've sprayed it with leaf shine, but we haven't. This is the natural lustre that you get on these leaves. The stems have got a reddish colour to them as well, which is really, really attractive. You can already see the buds. I mean, hundreds of buds developing on here. Look, all over. Gorgeous little clusters of buds all the way up the stem.
Now, I am going to say that this is a very, very well-established Sarcococca. It's in a 4.6 litre pot. Now, I was actually given some little baby Sarcococcas 4 years ago from a friend. Hers had self-seeded, and they were that big. They're still only about that big, because these can be incredibly slow-growing,
Yeah, they are slow-growing, which is good in one way, because if you've got a small garden or a small space, this isn't a shrub that's going to romp away. And this won't actually get that much taller than it currently is. It might get another 6 inches, another foot taller perhaps, and they spread out a little bit as well, so they form like a lovely little clump. But what you'll get in the middle of the winter is these stunningly beautiful flowers.
And they really are.
Yeah, and the fragrance, oh my goodness me, the fragrance is incredible. If you go out on a mild winter's day and you step outside, you don't even need to be near this plant. You'll actually find this plant with your nose, honestly, because the scent comes to you with this. So think about, if you want to, growing this in a container, because it makes a fabulous container plant. And then, of course, you can have the container right outside your patio doors or your front door. And every time you go in and out, you can just breathe in that wonderful, wonderful, spicy, sweet fragrance. It's a tough shrub. It will take frost, it will take drought. And another good thing about it as well, it's a really good shrub for shade, even deep shade. It does very, very well in deep shade. So you've got evergreen, you've got fragrance, you've got the fact that it will grow in deep shade, you've got the fact that it's very, very hardy, very drought tolerant, or reasonably drought tolerant once established. And this plant, this is substantial. And what you see here, this is what we're going to send out to you. So basically, you've got a shrub that's going to come to you guaranteed to flower, because they're all like this. They're all covered in flower buds, so you're not going to have to wait. Like Shaun said, Shaun got some little diddy ones a few years ago. You're not going to have to wait 4 or 5 years. This is going to flower this year, and you're going to get that fragrance this year and for many, many, many years to come as well.
Well, we just a question. So I've just got all of you. I need to put my glasses on for this. So Bex wears glasses, doesn't she? Right. Who we got here? Verna said good morning. Karina. Anne, lovely to see you. She said good morning, Shaun, Adam and Stu.
Good morning.
And everyone in the chat. Neil's there. Hello, Neil. He said, have a great show. Be back later. I know you will, Neil. Julie said, morning everyone. Olwyn's there. She received her Salvia Amistad yesterday, already planted up. Moosey's got a question. Is the Sarcococca called sweet box?
There is another type of Sarcococca called sweet box, and that's Sarcococca confusa. That's the one they generally call sweet box.
Oh, see, I always call that one sweet box as well.
It doesn't matter. They're both Sarcococcas or Sarcococcas.
Yeah.
So, but generally it's the Sarcococca confusa.
Well, Arthur splodges with me and goes, yes, it's sweet box. Yeah, that's a general term.
That'll do.
I call it Christmas box as well.
Yeah, Christmas box, sweet, but honestly, it really doesn't matter.
Do you know what?
It's fine.
Adam and I are not, when it comes to plant names, because I'll sometimes say to Adam, I pronounce it this way, and Adam goes, I pronounce it this way. But we're not snobs. We all have different names and different pronunciations, don't we?
Yeah. Bex always says Ophiopogan in a really different way. She's Ophiopogan.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, we all say things differently. We know what we mean, though, don't we?
I'll tell you what, I will be honest. My spelling of plants isn't brilliant. Is yours?
I am quite good at plants. Well,
well,
obviously I've been spelling them for donkeys years, so I'm really
My spelling's bad in general, you see. So
I tend to pronounce them kind of phonetically. Then much easier to kind of.
So you'll notice with me, I use the popular names a lot, but that's how I grew up with all the popular names, you see. So although I know a lot of the Latin names, I really can't spell them. So anyway, I know that as sweet box and Christmas box. One thing, I don't know if you've said this, Adam, but it is great for shade.
It's great for shade. Even deep shade, it will grow.
It's amazing.
Well.
I've got mine in deep shade now. I moved mine, and it's really happy. I had a really sort of like dark, shady patch at the back of a border, put it there, and it's so happy.
In fact, I wouldn't put this in a really super sunny position because sometimes the leaves can get scorched.
Yes.
So definitely a plant for semi-shade or full shade.
So that's how we started the show. Grab yours now because it will give you the most amazing fragrance. Have it outside in a pot outside your front door near Christmas time. Could be in flower by then, couldn't it?
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, look at the buds. These buds are going to be opening in another 2 or 3 weeks' time.
I think it will definitely be in flower. And they do tend to flower a reasonable length of time. So
because it's a cooler time of year, the flowers last a long time because it's not really hot and finishing the flowers quickly.
So great winter fragrance, hopefully hanging on till Christmas as well. Right, we've got a really good deal on our compost right now. By the way, these hanging baskets are coming up later as well. Do you know, it's a lovely bit. It's nice to be with you, Adam, in the potting shed as well.
Yeah, we're not on very often, are we? So, our paths don't cross
the
potting shed that often. Because you've been at QVC quite a lot, haven't you, this year?
Yes, I've been at QVC a lot this year,
But I'll see more of you now, though, because QVC's kind of died down a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, so we normally, they do a lot of Christmas stuff at this time of year. So, you'll see a bit more of me in the potting shed.
Here more often, which is nice.
Because it is nice. I love it here, and we all do. And we love the community that we've built.
It's like a little sanctuary, isn't it, here?
It is.
It's a sanctuary because this whole garden centre is in the middle of the beautiful Lincolnshire countryside and it's so quiet.
It is.
All the way round. There's no stress, there's no hassle. It's like a tonic coming here.
Yeah, it's
really
lovely. And to be surrounded by plants, it always makes you feel good. Right, very important, because I don't know how long this deal is going to last. We're currently doing 80 litres of our premium professional compost for $16.97. Now, this is actually the best deal we've done all year in terms of price per litre. We did the maths, best price we've done all year. And actually, this is a very, very busy time for compost. We sell a lot of compost in September, October, an awful lot in March and April. Because obviously a lot of you are planting up your pots containers for winter, you're doing your winter hanging baskets, you're planting your bulbs. But I would absolutely stock up on this day because we don't know how long this offer is going to last. One of the things about me wearing glasses, I do use my glasses to accentuate some of my words. So you need to get your compost today at $16.97 for club members.
You're going to get yourself one of those little chains to put your glasses on around your neck.
No,
probably not.
No, I'm not a fan of those.
Larry Grayson style.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's some actually, you can get some trendy chains now, so I might get some. But anyway, grab your compost right now. And I know many of you always use our compost and swear by it. Over the years, we've had thousands of 5-star reviews. But again, if you're new, maybe you've just found YGTV, you might have watched us on TikTok, because we also do TikTok, and then you've come to watch us on YGTV. if you want to try our compost, this is the best time to try it because of the price today. And I promise you, you become a better gardener instantly by using our compost. Now, we'll tell you more later on, but if we were to just summarise this in 2 minutes, Adam, what would you say?
Phenomenal, brilliant, fantastic, awesome. Just the only compost you'll want to use.
Yes.
And for lots of good reasons. First of all, this is actually a peat-reduced compost. It's been peat-reduced for a long, long time. And even some of the peat we use has been made using sphagnum moss, so it's renewable. We've put composted wood fibre in this. This keeps this really nice and open and airy, so it lets the air get down to the roots, it lets the roots penetrate down through the compost, it lets the water percolate through. So you've got one element holding onto the moisture, another element creating that drainage. You've got that perfect balance of not too wet, not too dry. And you know what? When those little roots get down into this compost, they're going to find loads and loads of these little beads, and they are packed full of slow release fertiliser that's going to feed and encourage your plants for up to 6 months while they're growing. Also, there's a wetting agent in this, so that means if this does ever dry out, unlike those inferior composts, when you water them, water runs straight off. With this, it'll want to soak in. I always say it's like kitchen towel. It's super absorbent. It's pH balanced as well, so it's not very acid, it's not very alkaline, it will suit the vast majority of plants, and it just comes in these plain white bags. We don't need to put it in fancy bags with all gibberish and gobbledygook and nonsense on the front. And Stu said the value is in the bag, not on the bag. And I was going to just quickly say, so once you try this as well, you'll become what we call a compost snob. You will not want to use any other compost.
And occasionally, I've had to use another compost when I've run out, and it's so annoying. Honestly, and you notice a massive difference. I had the odd pot in my garden this summer that wasn't planted using this compost, and you can really see the difference. So if you want it, grab it today, because we have got the best price we've had all year. Artful Spodger just said the best compost on the planet.
Easy.
Elaine loves your shirt, Adam.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
I've had no compliments about my dull number.
I rather like that jacket, actually. It's very nice, yeah.
I like you to shine, Adam, that's what it is.
Thank you. I actually, Shaun, had 10 bags of this, got my hands on 10 bags of this compost on Monday. And now I'm down to 1 bag.
Well, my miss is desperate for us to arrive. Elaine, love to see you back in the chat, by the way, Elaine, as well. So really nice to see you. Right, something I bought about 4 weeks ago. The Pennisetum, the tiny tails. I love it. And do you know what, Adam? Because I've got a couple of these in pots. I bought 2 and I've got them in pots in my sort of, they're actually in my tropical area. And quite a few friends that have come round have said, "Oh my word, what's that?"
I know
it's a bit of a showstopper. This one, isn't it?
It is a showstopper. It is absolutely incredible, and it's kind of the actual little tassels or the plumes actually almost kind of mirror the foliage, because the plumes, they actually start off pink. They start off that soft sort of pinkish colour. And then, as they sort of age, they then go to that kind of more of a tan sort of colour. And
just quickly, I will give you the details. If you want the compost, get that in your basket. It's best way I've had all year. And then the Pennisetum, the tiny tails, is under £19. And it's that's for club members. I know most of you are club members. If you're not, you can join today for £10 for the year on auto renewal.
So, look
at this.
Yeah, I mean, the colour there. Look at that soft pink. And then look at the foliage. It looks like there's 2 different types of grasses in there, because some of the leaves are black, almost, and then some are green. So you've got the contrasting foliage, and you've got those contrasting flower plumes as well. Only gets to about 50 centimetres tall. Now, we do say this is a perennial grass, but you will need to just give it a little bit of TLC during the winter. So if you're going to put this in your garden, put it in the most sheltered, warmest, sunniest, well-drained spot that you can find. That's where it will actually
does it die right down in the winter?
No. It will go sort of off colour a little bit.
Like we do.
Yeah, like we do, in the winter time. But if you can find that spot, that would be good. If you're in a colder spot, grow it in a pot, and then if we get some really quite severe frost, just put it out the way of those frosts for 2 or 3 days till the weather warms up, and then put it back outside. But because it is a Pennisetum, they are Mediterranean grasses, so they like dry soil, and they like sun, and they like warmth.
God. So I've got mine in the perfect spot then. I've got mine in pots in my sun trap in my garden.
And it'll love it there, Shaun.
Yeah,
and I know loads of you have bought these, and I know that you're really enjoying it. So it is a knockout grass.
Now, it has been selling so quickly. I'm just going to highlight the savings that you're going to get today on this one. So again, go to the YouGarden website. at YouGarden.com. Pop it in your basket. And it will say $24.99. That's a very good price for this size of Pendicita. And the delivery, this is if you buy it on the website, $6.99. So the total order there would be $31.98. But remember, we have a very special code every week on our live shows. Today's code is YGTV 4025. Apply that code and a big piece of magic happens. You save £3 on the plan, but you also save $6.99 on your delivery. So yeah, you're saving over £10 just from watching and ordering on YouGarden TV. And if you're a club member, you'll get an additional 15% off that as well. So,
and also, if you're a club member, you might have a £5 voucher.
Yeah, because when you join the club,
you can redeem against it as well.
You get 4 £5 vouchers. And you get some free postage vouchers. Not that you need those when you're boarding from the show, but you would if you're ordering separately on the website. So definitely join the club today. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later on. Now, I love bulbs. We both love bulbs because we're not winter people. We both of us don't really like the winter too much, but we love planting bulbs because after a long, sometimes harsh winter, when the spring bulbs start to flower, it fills you with hope. It's the beginning of a brand new adventure. And what was that, Stu? What's he say? Oh, I've got some compliments. Thank you, Elaine. Yes. Thank you, Elaine. I think Elaine felt sorry for me because I was wearing a drab top.
It's not drab.
It's autumnal.
It's nice. It's classic.
Yeah, thanks. But thank you, Elaine. Really appreciate you saying I've got a lovely smile. And Elaine has ordered the Tiny Tails. You will love it, Elaine. Honestly, it's the most gorgeous, gorgeous grass. But we just talked about spring bulbs. And yet, for me and Adam, and I'm sure many of our gardening friends out there, when the spring bulbs start to flower, it fills you with joy and hope. And you realise that your next summer garden adventure is just around the corner. And one of my favourite bulbs to plant are the small narcissus. I love these because to me they're a lot more useful than the big tall daffodils.
They are. I mean, your garden, for instance, Shaun, you're quite exposed where you are, so you probably get like a lot of windy kind of conditions. And if you have those really tall daffodils, when we get those March winds, those really strong, they can all get broken, can't they? And these, because they're smaller, they hug the ground more. They go with the wind. They're not going to get snapped or blown over.
I also think they're better size for hanging baskets and smaller pots though as well. You know, sometimes daffodils get a little bit too tall, and in a hanging basket it can all look unbalanced. In pots, you know, particularly small to medium-sized pots, tall daffodils just a bit too much. These are perfect for container gardens.
These get about that kind of height generally, and they're a great mix as well, which is great. Now, I never used to be a fan of mixed daffodils.
Really?
No, I didn't at all. And then last year,
how dare you?
I know. Well, last year I was making a video for another company that I work for, and I didn't get this bag from YouGarden. I'll be honest. I just rushed out to a local shop, and I bought a bag of mixed daffodil bulbs. And at the end, I was literally going to bin them because I thought I just don't want to plant them, but I did. And you know what? I'm a complete convert now because what I liked about it is they all flowered at different times.
Yeah.
So, for instance, in the mix I had sort of the yellow ones that flowered first, then I had those pink trumpet ones that were still flowering like into April, late April. And that's what will be nice about this. This, by the way, wrong one. These, because you know, you'll get slightly different flowering periods on these. So you'll get that extended flowering period, and also you get slightly different heights. You get different flower shapes. Some of these,
lovely.
Yeah, I mean, some of these might be multi-headed as well. So you might get 3 or 4 flowers on one stem.
Our value, by the way, because I was doing a bit of shopping yesterday, and a big supermarket was selling miniature narcissus, and I'll tell you what, it really made me realise just how good our value is.
I mean, £9.99.
Well, £8.49 for club members, free delivery as well, and you get 35 of them. And the quality of our bulbs as well is excellent. You know, sometimes when you buy bulbs from a supermarket, they've been sat on that shelf a little bit too long. When you open up the bag, you might find some of them are squishy. You know, some of them have got a little bit of mould on them. Our quality is amazing on these.
They are, because they're stored in perfect conditions.
Yes.
We've got a cold storage here that we keep them nice and cool and ventilated. So, yeah, so
makes
when
such
they arrive,
a difference.
Yeah, it does, because I've actually bought bulbs in the past and they've had all that green kind of mould and stuff on them, and they've just rotted in the container. They've not actually grown.
And I don't know about you, but every time I've been to a supermarket pretty much this year and they've been selling plants, the plants have looked shocking. It breaks my heart. I think it's because, we're so short-staffed nowadays, and it's like everything's all, all the automated tills and stuff. Join me in on the chat with this, but I've just seen so many dead plants in supermarkets.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
It really is. What a waste, But because we have an expert team here at YouGarden, we really pride ourselves on the quality of everything that we bring you.
These are going to come back year after year after year, by the way, and they'll divide and multiply as well. So you can have these for 20, 30 years. And they're tough, robust, easy to grow.
Now, 60317. Good morning. Say, if you want to be part of the chat, I'm keeping my eye on it. You can message us, YGTV@yougarden.com. And let us know what's looking good in your garden today. And any questions you've got for myself or Adam, we would love to help out. That's what we're here for. Right, going to move on to, we are very excited about our heather collection. This is brand new today. And we've called it the Full Seasons Heather Collection because actually this looks good every single season of the year. Yeah,
one thing I'm going to say before we just talk about them is we were talking about these bulbs just now, and I'm going to call this one of 4 things we've got on here, because all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, you could plant all of these in one container or one hanging basket.
Yeah, you could.
For next year. So these 4 are the perfect selection for those winter baskets, pots, troughs, containers. And the heathers are great because they're evergreen, they flower in the winter time as well, and they're just glorious for all those winter displays.
And I always think, if you're putting together a winter display, a heather, in the middle of a pot or the middle of a hanging basket with things like your trailing pansies around the edge, your polyanthus just next to the heathers, your bulbs that'll come up in spring, you can make the most amazing, spectacular autumn, winter and spring displays. But yeah, heathers, they look good all year round. But these, you picked these from the nursery. Are most of them coming into flower?
Yeah, lots of them are. So there's about 6 or 7 different varieties there. So this will be sort of like a lucky dip kind of collection for you. I had to think about saying that word then because.
You can't say it on TikTok.
Can't say it on TikTok.
No. So it's just like, you can say it on YGTV.
Yeah, so it's like a lucky dip collection, but all of them are looking fantastic. They're all really, really green. They're evergreen, so you've got that greenery all the year through. And you will get something like this. Some of they're white, some are purple, some are mauve. And they're all showing buds as well, and a little bit of colour. So within weeks, you will get flower from these.
Now, Adam, when you do a mixed display of heathers and winter bedding and bulbs, what compost do you use? Because I know heathers prefer, ideally, a bit of an acidic soil, don't they?
What I'd say is, if you're just going to keep them in there for one season, so perhaps you're going to plant up a hanging basket or a window box, you could get away with just using normal compost until next spring. So just use the basic compost. But then if you want to keep those heathers going long term, take them out and plant them in our ericaceous compost long term, because they do like acid soil. But for one season, from now until next spring, it's not going to bother.
That's what I do.
I
completely agree.
Absolutely fine.
I've often done that. Use them for winter displays, and then I've got an ericaceous border, a border of acid-loving plants, and that's where some of my heathers go.
That's what I like about this place, because this used to be a heather-growing nursery.
Yeah, it did.
And when we drive out the gate, there's an area on the right-hand side that is just completely covered in heathers. And at certain times of year, they all flower, don't they?
It's beautiful.
And it is stunning, absolutely stunning.
I have to be careful not to crash my car on the way, because sometimes I'm like, oh, look at that.
They're white, they're pink, they're purple, there's different heights, different foliage, colours, and you can't see any soil, and there's no weeds, because they grow together so nice and close, they suppress the weeds as well.
Look, really well established, beautiful roots on those. So they just had so much winter interest. Brand new today, get them in your basket, free delivery as well, and £11.02 for club members. Right, we better move on then, because our next gorgeous autumn and winter item for you are polyanthus. We've called them the spring fever mix because you do get amazing flowers in spring, but you do get flowers throughout the winter sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, mine have been weird this year. Mine even started flowering back in July and August.
Mine did. Yeah, mine did.
It's like, why are you doing that now?
Yeah.
You're not meant to flower now.
I know.
But again, I mean, this is another sort of plant collection here that just looks amazing in those pots and containers for winter. Now, these are polyanthus, and they're slightly different to primulas, because what polyanthus do, actually send up a central stem, and you get a whole cluster of flowers at the top of a small stem.
So you get a bit more height.
You do get a bit more height,
yeah.
and I just think they look adorable with those stems and that lovely spherical head of beautiful flower.
I actually prefer them over primroses.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do as well. Sometimes the primrose flowers don't actually make it fully up and out.
No, they get a bit lost sometimes, don't they?
These stand really proud of the foliage.
You can see there, and some of them are already in flower, but yeah, you can see there, and you get lovely yellows and oranges and whites.
I love the white
these.
one there, Sean, with that yellow centre to it.
And you get these tall stems with dozens of flowers on them. And so
look how healthy they are as well.
this.
And you get fragrance. I'm going to see if that one's got a little bit of fragrance, because sometimes they do have. Yeah, that has got just a very soft little bit of fragrance to it. And I'll pull one out as well to show you, because the root system on these is absolutely incredible. And you can see that. And these are garden ready.
Yes,
these ones.
I mean, we sell different size of plug plants, but the garden ready ones are the biggest, the most established, ready to go straight in your garden.
That's such a beautiful plant.
And these are not just for one season or just for this year. They come back every single year.
Oh yeah, they're perennial, definitely. I mean, if you're going to keep them in the garden long term, they like a shady spot, shady, cool and damp. That's where they really, really flourish. The ones that I mentioned to you just now in my garden, they're on a north-facing border with soil that never really particularly dries out. It stays damp all the year through.
Right, now we're just going to go back to the heathers. We had a question come in. Who sent a question in? Splodge, who said, I can't keep heathers alive. What's the secret? So I think we sort of touched on it. They need acid soil long term.
Yeah, they do need the acid soil and the ericaceous compost. And also, one thing that people do sometimes, they let them dry out.
And they hate that.
They hate that.
Yeah.
Don't let them dry out. Make sure they always stay moist. If they dry out, then they die and they don't come back. They're not like a certain plant. If it dries out, you can revive them. Generally, once they've been dried out for a couple of weeks, that's it. They give up the ghost.
And Splodge, I was the same with heathers. It took me a while to really get to grips with them. But I've got a border that is full of acid-loving plants. I regularly mix in extra ericaceous compost, and they do really well there. But Adam's so right; you cannot let them dry out. They don't come out. They dry out, and that's it.
It's like when people grow Christmas trees in pots, and they find it keeps going till about the end of March, April, and then it dies. That's because people don't keep them wet.
Yeah.
You know, certain plants like that have to be
so
kept moist
give them a go
all the year through.
But say, if you put them in mixed baskets and pots for the winter, they'll be fine in our premium vegetable compost, but long term they need to be in acid soil, ericaceous compost, and they need to never dry out. But once you get heathers going and established, they're there for years.
Well, as I said, the ones out here, as we drive out, I mean, you can't even see the ground, and it's a huge, great big area. There's not a weed between them because they've just completely colonised the whole area, and they look magnificent.
They really do. Right, going to move on to my favourite pansy. And it is a pansy cool wave. And I remember, it was Peter McDermott, our head gardener. He got me to grow these. I think we first got these, it's quite a while ago now. I think it's maybe even close to 10 years.
Yeah, it could be. I remember doing those back at the old place.
Yes.
We used to be at. Yeah.
So, a long time ago. And, Peter, I remember saying to me, look, it's a pansy that outperforms any other, and it flowers for 10 months, and it trails, and it's fully winter hardy, and it keeps going and going. And do you know what? I was a bit kind of like, yeah, is it really that good? So the first year I grew these, I did mixed containers with other types of pansy. And do you know what? These did absolutely outperform all the other pansies.
They do.
The breeding with these is incredible.
They are. I mean, I'll get one out for you because I always love to show you the root system on these as well, and just how sort of perfect these plants are. And again, these are sort of garden-ready plants. So if I hold that for you there, you can see that fantastic fibrous root system on there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And if I tilt it forward, this has been pinched out, and look how multi-branched it is. I mean, there's 4 or 5 beautiful stems on there. And these are nowhere near where they're going to be eventually.
No.
I mean, these can grow to 30 to 40 centimetres, so they'll tumble and trail over the side of those containers. Window boxes, if you want to, hanging baskets, tall pots, raised beds.
Do you know what I was thinking, Adam? Because we've got the ready-made baskets coming up later. I'll just get out of the way. Hang on. I just wanted to show what these are a little bit further on. These baskets are coming up a little bit later. But it gives you an idea of just how they start to trail. They're amazing, and they're going to flower for 10 months of the year.
You can see this one round the side here, Sean. Look, this one, how far that one is down
amazing,
already.
aren't they?
And that's only just sort of started its journey. And all you've got to do is 3 really, really easy things. Keep them watered. So during the sort of the real growing time of the year, water them perhaps once every 2 or 3 days. In the winter time, check as well, because they can even dry out in the winter. Feed them as well. Use our Blooming Fast and Deadhead. And you don't have to do it every day, but when I say Deadhead, when you see a flower that's starting to just drop its petals and look a bit scrunched up, just pick it off.
Yeah.
Do that once a week.
Takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's quite therapeutic actually, quite relaxing, and that will just keep them flowering, and they will flower for up to 10 months, which is just absolutely phenomenal.
So if you'd like to go for those as garden ready plants, we have got a pack of 10 of them, because maybe you've already got your own baskets, you just want to use our plants. We have got a pack of 10. I would buy more than that, I honestly would. But if you'd like the ready-made baskets, you're thinking, do you know what, I just want to make it easy this year. I just want to open up a box, take out a basket and hang it up. We have got a phenomenal price on our pair, and this is a genuine rattan. It's not a plastic basket, the genuine rattan, and they'll work out. I mean, look, for club members, under £15 each.
And I know for a fact, and I say this every time, out there in our great nation, there are hundreds and hundreds of hanging basket brackets with nothing on, looking lonely and sad and despondent.
There is nothing worse than a bare hanging basket bracket.
Because it's pointless, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's totally and utterly pointless, and you probably end up hanging like dog poo bags on it or something crazy like that, or something ridiculous. It shouldn't be on there. So order a pair of these and instantly just turn that boring wall, turn that boring fence, turn that ugly garage wall into beautiful colour for up to 10 months of the year.
Right, good morning, by the way. Welcome to YouGarden TV with myself, Shaun Ryan, and the wonderful Adam Wilcott. Stu's doing all the technical things as well. You don't like being on that side, do you? Come on, go that side, Adam. Come on, do-si-do.
I'll just say.
I don't know. Do you know what? That does look to me. That does look right. You that side as well.
I think it's because we always have our talk back in our right ear as well, don't we? So it's easier to hear, and your left ear without talk back with the person next to you. Well, for me, anyway.
But yeah, I'm the same. That feels better like that. Right, but lovely to be with you. We love our garden community we've created here with YouGarden. We really appreciate every single one of you. And the prices, loads of you have ordered this Salvia Amistad. I'm not surprised. This is what you're going to get. It's so well established, it's unbelievable, and it's £11.04. So in terms of what it needs full sun, it needs well-drained soil, and it flowers late summer into autumn, so it fills and bridges those gaps. This looks lovely with some Japanese anemones as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because you could grow the white ones, the pink ones.
Yeah,
and it would kind of flower at a similar time as well. In fact, it would start to flower when they're flowering, and it will keep flowering long after as well.
So keep commenting in the chat. Any questions, we're here to help. Those are the flowers, stunning, what I call a regal, beautiful purple. With almost like black buds, 565 on 6. That is selling really quickly, so do not miss out on that amazing price we've got today. And if you're not a club member, join the club today. It's £10 for the year, and you will save 15% on all of our plants, compost and pots as well. Now, still to come, we have got the cutest pampas grass. It's called tiny pampas. I love pampas grass, and you see it this time of year. You really see pampas in many gardens in full bloom, but not everyone has the room. So what we've got is a miniature virgin. Not a miniature virgin, a miniature version. Close, wasn't it? Yeah. And you get a pair of these for just £16.98. That's the delivered price. Say postage is included when you use that code YGTV 4025. I've got a couple of these in my garden, and they are beautiful. They only get to about 60 by 60 centimetres. So if you love pampas grasses but you don't have the room, that is a miniature virgin. I think I said it again. Now, the Tiger's Eye, Viola Sorbet Tiger's Eye, one of the most stunning, I call it a designer viola, because if you look at the markings on the petals on this, they're extraordinary, aren't they?
That almost looks artificial. I mean, it looks like somebody's made it up, but this is what you actually get. And the flowers are small, but you get dozens and dozens and dozens, and they look magnificent. And sometimes what I like to do with these particular smaller flowering violas is actually plant them with some pansies or things like core wave and top wave as well. Just get that contrast of flower size and flower colour. Looks great.
But equally, they look good just by themselves en masse, don't they?
Definitely.
Yeah, choice is yours at home, but the garden ready, they're a little bit unusual, very, very special violas, and you do get 10 of those for just £8.49 for club members, £9.99 if you're not. Now, also, we have got a deal of the week coming up, which are the Agapanthus Popping Purple. You get 3 of these in 9cm pots. Some are still in flower on the nursery. And the reason being, because you might be thinking, hang on, but Agapanthus, they're done by now. You know, they flowered weeks ago, months ago. This one is called Popping Purple because it keeps popping out those flowers for longer. You actually get flowers for up to 4 months of the year on this variety.
Which is remarkable for an Agapanthus, and I didn't know that, Shaun. I mean, you told me that about a month or so back, and yeah, as you say, you go out now, and even there's still some, even with just like flower buds opening, even though we're into October. So if you want to extend that Agapanthus flowering period with a really, really stunning dark purple flower, go for this one.
Yeah, and you are saving £19 on those today. Club price is $16.97. Now, if you want to place an order, don't forget we have our phone lines are open. With it being Thursday, you can give us a call if you prefer, 0844 502 0050. I found the easiest way to order is on our website, YouGarden.com. But all I will say is, whatever you're ordering today, whether you're ordering on the phone lines or the website, you do need to use our offer code. That will unlock all the promotions and give you your free delivery as well. So YGTV 4025. Don't forget our compost deal as well, because we have got the best price we've done on compost all year in terms of price per litre. You're going to get 2 of the 40-litre bags for just £16.97 for club members. So it works out less than £8.50 a bag, and that's a delivered price. So you're not wasting money on petrol, you're not having to get compost off big pallets in garden centres and get them in your trolley and wheel the trolley to the checkout and then take the trolley to your car. You know, buying compost is never easy. It really isn't, but we make it easy because we deliver it straight to your door.
Especially when the bags are wet.
Oh yeah,
horrible.
And you always pick the one with the hole in, don't you?
Yeah, and then you get compost in the boot of your car and you trade it all the way through your house, down the side of your house.
It's just so nice, and you'll know this if you're one of our regulars, when you get your message on your phone that your order's been delivered, and you literally just walk out the front door and there it is. So much easier. But we are going to move on now to some more very special offers, because on this table we've got the Pampers coming up, we've got the Rose of the Week, we've got some I can see those stunning tulips at the end.
I love them. I've got a pack of them. I haven't put them in yet, but I'm so looking forward to them next spring.
But should we start with the Rose of the Week?
Are we going to do it?
I think we should.
We're going to sing.
Is that what we used to?
We're going to do like the
Are we ready? Are we ready for this? It's time for the
Rose of the Week.
Ooh, sorry at home.
Everyone's
like, oh, I do need to turn the volume down. But this is a rose that actually my mum has got in her garden. We planted it this year. She fell in love with it. It is a climbing rose known as Peach Melba. And this won Rose of the Year, didn't it?
2023.
Yeah, so recently, which is actually a massive award to get. You imagine the competition is fierce for Rose of the Year. This one won it. But when you look at the colours of the roses, I see so many beautiful tones in there.
And that's what's good about it, because if you didn't know, you could think there was 2 or 3 different rose varieties there. But it's one rose, but the flower colour changes as the flower ages. So you can get apricots, you can get oranges, you can get pinks, you can get hints of yellow. All those beautiful, beautiful colours, even within one flower. In fact, each flower is almost unique. And it's a climbing rose that doesn't go berserk. Some climbing roses can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 metres.
Yeah.
And then they've got those huge, great big stems.
And they can get a bit rambly, can't they?
Yeah, they can.
I know that feeling.
And you've got to get up on ladders and stuff to tie them in. This only gets to about 2.5 metres tall. So it's the perfect height for growing over an arch, for growing over an arbour, perhaps on a garage wall. Perhaps you want to grow over an old tree stump. I think you said, Shaun, your mum has grown a rose over an old tree stump in the garden.
Now, for this to win Rose of the Year, you can imagine it's not just about how beautiful the actual roses are, because I mean the colours are amazing. They're the peaches, the pinks, the yellows, the ambers, but this has a divine fragrance as well.
It does, yeah, really, really great fragrance on this. Gorgeous, gorgeous, sweet fragrance. It's repeat flowering, or what they call remontant, so it's going to keep flowering all the way through the summer into autumn. It's got a high level of disease resistance as well, and that's the thing with Harkness. Harkness sort of breed their roses to be naturally disease resistant. I'm not saying they never, ever, ever get anything, but they're much, much more disease resistant than your average roses.
And Harkness roses, I know many of you will be familiar with Harkness. We're very lucky. We always work on their stand at Chelsea and are there for one of the days. Every year they've got a beautiful stand at the Chelsea Flower Show. But they have won over 25 gold awards in the past at Chelsea. They have really, over the last 145 years, really set the standards when it comes to rose breeding. And they actually stopped or started to cut back on using chemicals. I think it was way back in the 1990s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long, long time back.
So as Adam says, because they don't use all those chemicals to control disease, the roses are naturally disease resistant, and that makes them very strong. They always have amazing fragrances, and they always flower for the most incredible amount of time, 5-6 months of the year. I always think a climbing rose gives you so much. You're buying this today for 15-20 hours, but when you think you've got 6 months of colour, and you've got all of that fragrance, and you can cover the most ugly parts of your garden.
And a nice thing about climbing roses as well is sometimes, because the flowers are at a certain height, you can smell them very, very easily. I mean, sometimes you've got a rose that's quite low.
Point.
If you're in a wheelchair, if you can't bend down, if you've got back issues, you can't get to that fragrance. With this, you can just walk up to that rose. You can see the rose straight on. You can smell that gorgeous fragrance. And I mean, that picture there, that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That speaks 1,000 words, that picture.
It won Rose of the Year 2023. You can buy it for this week only at $15.29 for club members. The recommended retail price is nearly £30. It is a very, very special rose. 521014. So we'll just do our theme tune one final time. So that was the
Rose of the Week.
And Splodger said that cleared the wax out. Thank you. That was dreadful singing, we know. Right, now one of my favourite plants in my garden right now is the tiny pamper. We actually filmed it in my garden 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Nearly 2 weeks ago. And I bought mine had been in my garden about 2.5 years, and this year I've got over 20 plumes on each one of them, because I bought the pair as well. And they are so cute. I love pampas grasses, but they can get really big. Pampas grasses can be known as being a little bit invasive in their own countries. But this one is controlled, it's cute, it's small, will only go to about 60 by 60 centimetres.
And it's everything you want in a pampas grass, and not all the things you don't, as Shaun just said. When I drive in, there's some pylons going through a field. Now, don't ask me why, but somebody has planted pampas grass underneath the base of the pylons. And they look fantastic. Yes, Stu's saying perhaps to stop people climbing up them. They look fantastic, but they're huge. I mean, they're about 3 metres tall with the plumes, about a couple of metres wide. And there's about 6 that actually have colonised the base of this pylon. So you know how big an area that is? And just 6 have colonised. So, for an ordinary sized garden these days, trying to grow a normal sized pampas grass will just take up so much space. Whereas this, you can just grow this in a container. It'll only get to 60 centimetres tall, 60 centimetres wide. Bex has grown a fantastic one. Shaun's grown an amazing ones of these. Peter, the head gardener, Peter McDermott.
Oh, he loves these as well, yeah.
He adores these as well. So I've still yet to get one, and I will get one. There you go. Look at that. And I love the way Peter's contrasts it with that red barren grass as well. So just looks incredible, that sort of colour combination.
Is that Verbena bonariensis
as
well?
That looks nice between it.
Peter's garden's lovely. He's a head gardener. You'd expect him to have a nice garden. He has. But, the fact that he knows every single plant here at YouGarden, he's chosen this particular pampas, says an awful lot. So we'd love you to get those too. You do get a pair for $16.98, and they are $569.91. Now, something else that I think is extraordinary, the Primula vialis, red hot poker. I'm fascinated by the flowers in these, Adam.
They are really, really beautiful.
Aren't they?
And it is a primula. Now, the one thing I will say about this plant is brilliant for a really, really wet, damp, boggy, even part of the garden. Somebody was asking me, I forgot their name, bless, I need to remember. Somebody was asking me last night on social media about plants for boggy situations.
Because it's tricky. A lot of plants hate to be waterlogged and boggy conditions. This one thrives, doesn't it?
This one thrives. So if you've got a pond, for example, and you've got one of those marshy areas at the edge of the pond where it transitions to sort of like the rest of the garden, you could plant this there. Anywhere wet, really, really damp, a bit shady, they will love. These are perennials. They come back year after year, and they have these absolutely magnificent flower spikes.
Adam, aren't they supposed to flower more in springtime rather than autumn? Or are they one of those weird ones that just...
These are a little bit kind of flowering out of sequence, but again, I've noticed that with a lot of primulas this year. Early in the year you see these. I mean, that is a phenomenal picture there. This is the nursery where you see them en masse, and the top of the flower spike is that deep, deep red colour, and then as they open up, they show that lovely purple. So look like little spaceships or little space rockets kind of going off. You've got the beautiful leaves that sort of hug the ground and form a nice rosette. So if you want something really colourful, easy to grow, providing you give it some shade, keep it really, really damp or moist all the time, these are fabulous. And you can get sort of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flower spikes per plant over a long period of time.
Fully winter hardy, of course, as well.
Winter
and they
hardy.
do form bigger clumps as the years progress.
You can lift and divide them eventually as well and make more plants.
But they honestly, they are extraordinary. And I love, the fact that you've talked about them really doing well in a slightly boggy area of the garden, because they're tricky areas.
Yeah, they can, but sometimes there's very few things. I mean, for instance, the salvia, Queen Victoria, that will grow in very boggy areas as well. So you could grow that in a similar area to this. Things like xanthodeskias and things like stilbes, they all do well in boggy areas. So if you want a kind of a plant to associate with those, or even hostas, for example, providing it's sort of wet soil, these will be magnificent. Grow them in a container if you want. If you can keep it really wet, keep it somewhere semi-shaded and adored by the pollinators, which is great.
So I'd love you to go for those, and hopefully that's been a bit of a problem solver for those of you that have got areas of your garden that are slightly wet and boggy. I've got an area because my grass slopes down. And at the bottom of because my garden sort of does that, and the area at the bottom, obviously all the water drains down, and that is tricky. And you're right, my stilbes do great there. My hydrangeas do pretty well, actually, so they would also do fantastic.
These will actually sit in wet soil. Normally 99% of the time, Shaun and I or Bex, we will say to you, don't ever leave those plants in that really wet, sodden soil all the time. They'll hate it, they'll die. These won't, they'll thrive, they'll love it.
So anyway, we better move on, but this is why we love doing this show, that we're able to help you, hopefully with your gardens, giving you advice and hints and tips and some problem solvers as well. Now we're going to move on to one of our favourite grasses, the Imperator. This is one that you saw in our head gardener's garden near his pampas, and it's this here. You get 3 of these for $16.97. Now you might be, if you're new to gardening, you might be thinking, is it a good time to plant right now in October? Should we be planting grasses like this? Absolutely, yes.
Everything.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, a phenomenal time of year to plant. In fact, going back to Victorian Edwardian times, this was the start of the gardening year.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
A lot of people think now this is the end of the gardening year, but with the way the climate is at the moment, if you imagine, just sort of go back to February of this year, if you had planted dozens and dozens and dozens of plants, you've probably been fighting to keep them alive this year with all the watering.
Because we had such a warm spring, didn't we?
Because at the end of February, it stopped raining, didn't it? And it stopped raining for about 6 month pretty much.
And it was dry.
It was dry.
Really
dry. Whereas now the soil is super warm, the soil is moist again as well, because we've got rain, we've got more rain coming, and all the plants we're talking about today will get their roots into the ground, they'll get the roots established. So next spring, they don't have to worry about roots, they can just think about shoots. So get all these in, and this grass is glorious. It's a very unusual grass in that it starts off at the base, sometimes like a limey green, dark green colour, and as it matures, and as the season moves on, you get these fiery red tips on this grass. It's a bit of it sort of plays with your brain a bit, really, because you never think about grass being red, do you? But grow this possibly with something like the blue festuca grasses, and get that contrast, or golden coloured grasses. And it's amazing how many different coloured grasses you can get, and you can actually just get colour from the actual foliage. And don't cut it down in the autumn. Leave these through the winter, because even when the leaves die down a bit, they still show some of that lovely colour, and then next spring cut it down, but only to about 4 or 5 inches. Don't go any lower, because in the middle of the old stems, the new leaves will already be emerging from the base. And if you cut down too low, you'll end up with flat-topped blades of grass, which you don't want. So trim it down, it'll come through, and gradually, year on year, it'll spread, it'll form a gorgeous little colony, and it's very adaptable as well, providing it sort of remains reasonably moist.
I'm working out less than £5 a plant. Now, don't forget, if you've just joined us on our live show, we're here every Thursday, 10 till 12, every Sunday, 9:30 till 12 as well. But you can always watch a little bit later on. We always upload the shows on YouTube and on the YouGarden website, should you ever miss one, and then you can watch it back at your leisure. So Splodge has just said she's going to plant this with her tiny pamper. That would work. They like the same position.
It would look lovely.
Yeah.
Really good contrast.
That's
there.
what our head gardener has done. So you are, yes. You're following a good trend there in very good company.
In a butler sink. Those sinks, years ago, people used to throw those in a skip. Now, if you go to a reclaim yard, they charge you like a fortune for them. They really do.
Something that I have never grown, but I've bought, I haven't planted them yet, is the fritillaria. I don't know why I've never grown these, Adam, because for quite a few years I've looked at them and thought, oh, I want to try those, but I've finally bought some, so I can't wait to see what they produce. Have you grown these?
John, my husband's got these in his front garden, orange ones. And I
always laugh because Shaun and Adam have got separate gardens. Because you've got different tastes, haven't you?
Yeah. So John has the gardens out the front of the house, and I have the back garden. So yeah, and never the twain shall meet.
So
but these, John put these in about 2 or 3 years ago, and every spring they come up. You get this huge, great big fat, almost like asparagus tip bud come through the soil, and within about 4 to 5 weeks, great big tall straight stem, and just these stunningly beautiful orange cups that hang down, and it has this pineapple top kind of foliage as well. They're amazing. Sure. They look really tropical and out of this world, but they are just incredible. I'm hearing something in my ear.
Do you know what, Stu? So Stu's saying, I can't find this. And I had this awful feeling. I thought, I don't remember seeing those on this week's show.
Should we swap them for something else very quickly?
You can still get them with free shipping, apparently. Oh, good. There they are. So, apologies. I suddenly had a feeling they weren't on this week's show. I think for some reason the board was in the box, wasn't it? That's what it was. Right, but I'll give you the item number for it though. So the product code is there. It's 630040. So the great thing is you can still get them with the free shipping. So that they're still valid with our offer code today, and they're worth mentioning for a second week running because they are absolutely extraordinary. I promise I will read out some of your comments and show some of your pictures. We've got some pictures coming in, but let's remind you of some of the favourites so far today on YouGarden TV. Loads of you are going for our Salvia Amistad. If you haven't got one already, do it today while you've got the discount club price of £11.04. And they are looking stunning. We do pride ourselves on our quality, but at certain times of the year, certain plants stand out on the nursery. They look exceptional. I promise you, if you walked around the nursery right now with Adam and I and Stu, you would choose this plant because it really stands out. It's amazing. Flowers late summer into autumn, so they are in flower right now. All they need is a sunny spot, well-drained soil. They normally make it through the winter, but so just keep them that little bit protected. If you live in the middle of the country, the north, just make sure that it's a nice, sheltered, sunny spot. 560516. I bought 3 of those. Can't wait to plant them. Right, the pampas grass. The tiny pamper is one of the most amazing grasses we've ever had at YouGarden. Pampas grasses are the king of grasses, but the big ones can be quite invasive. They can grow to 2.5 metres, maybe even more. Not for everyone. because most of us do not have a garden big enough. But this allows you to have that look of a pampas grass, but in a smaller garden, and these grow well in pots and containers, of course, as well. They are evergreen, they are fully winter hardy. Again, they flower late summer into autumn, and you can even dry the grasses. In fact, I've done a little film that will be released shortly showing you how to dry these. It's very, very easy. 560-991. Now, another one that I recently bought, and you are loving this one as well, is a Pennicita, the tiny tails. It is the most stunning Mediterranean type grass, and when the grasses first appear, they're a lovely pink, and then as they age, they go more of a kind of creamy vanilla colour. The foliage is incredible. It's green with sort of almost like a burgundy black chocolatey tinge to it as well. It just is a breathtaking grass, and I bought these recently, and quite a few of my friends that have seen it have gone, oh my word, what is that? I've got to have one. 561-370. And for me, one of the best performing plants for the winter is the pansy cool wave. Now, when I say one of the best plants for the winter, these flower from September through to June, 10 months of the year. They trail beautifully to around about 60 centimetres. They are fully winter hardy. They will survive the most extreme temperatures, and they will come back. You know, some people treat these as an annual, but actually they are a perennial that will come back. But in the summertime, they just die back a bit in July and August. Chop them back, tidy them up, give them a good feed, and they'll do it all again. And you've got 10 garden-ready plants. There is nothing that performs quite like a pansy cool wave. 400-967. But if you're thinking, do you know what? I'd like to make my winter baskets easy. We've actually done all the work for you. So if you'd like 2 of our pre-planted rattan hanging baskets, they're big, they're 14 inches. They're a stunning rattan. They come obviously with the chains as well. You can get a pair of those that you literally take out the box and hang them up for $29.73 for club members. So that they're working out less than £15 a basket. Do you know, you'd be hard pushed. If you think, actually, if you do the maths, the 10 plants alone are £10, aren't they? Then you've got the baskets and the compost, and they're grown on for you.
And the hassle.
Yeah, that is amazing, isn't it?
That is a crazy price, Sean, for that. I mean, I've seen garden centres charging 30 quid just for one.
Yeah.
35 pounds just for one winter hanging basket.
Right, I better have a little chat with all of our lovely gardening friends out there. Right, glasses on. I do need to clean them.
I wear glasses ordinarily for reading.
Right, let's have a look who's... So, Gillian sent us something, Elaine, Tony and Susan. Right, start with Gillian. She said, good morning. I've been waiting patiently all summer and finally my dahlias have flowered first year, so hopefully we'll be earlier next year. Raspberries still cropping. Can't wait for next year. I've bought loads of patio plants for you and they're looking great. Right, thank you, Gillian. So, there's the raspberries.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Love raspberries. Raspberries and cream. Gorgeous.
Ah, and there's now, Gillian, my dahlias, because I grew them from tubers as well, mine were a bit slow coming out, but it was worth the wait. That's stunning, isn't it?
I mean, I love dahlias. I fell out of love with them, but in recent years, they've just really caught my imagination again. And that's beautiful. That one. Oh, look at that Acer.
That Acer is looking gorgeous with the salvia at the front as well. That's a good size Acer, and the hostas underneath.
Love the shape of that Acer.
Very, Gillian, thank you. They're gorgeous pictures. Your garden looks very, very impressive.
Can you imagine what that Acer's going to look like another few weeks with the autumn colour as well? That's going to be knockout. Send us a picture later.
Elaine, your Saka Coca is looking rather fabulous, and she's got hers at the back door, so she gets all the benefits of the fragrance. That's looking very healthy, isn't it?
Really green, really verdant. It's obviously in this sort of happy spot there, which is good. Yeah,
that's looking great, Elaine. And I can see all the buds.
Yeah, and they always look cheerful all the year through because they've got that lovely, glossy, happy-looking foliage.
That looks great, Elaine.
That's what's
Thank
nice
you
about
for
it. You never look at a Saka Coca and think, oh, that's looking a bit sad.
Right, Tony's got a question. He says, I'm not sure what this is. It looks like an aster from the flowers, but the leaves are completely different to other asters. Right, let's have a little look, Tony, see if you can help.
Oh, I hope it's better than we did the rose thing the other day. Yeah, that is... Can you zoom out a little bit? Yeah, that is an aster. It's not monk, but
it's definitely an aster.
It's definitely an aster. I couldn't tell you which variety, but it's definitely an aster.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just different. It's got slightly different foliage. Tony, but it is an aster. And then Susan. She's not sent anything in, but she's got a question about hibiscus. She's got the standard hibiscus. Just wanted to ask if I need to prune it's the Woodbridge hibiscus now. They've dropped their leaves. I have 2 of the tricolour as well, but this has got loads of leaves on them. All in planter, so to ask, but I'm a novice gardener. Don't know if this is what we're here for, Susan. So, should she prune her hibiscus now or wait till springtime?
Well, first of all, you don't need to prune it if you don't want to. You can just let them keep growing. But if you want to prune it, do it in spring.
Yeah, that's when I normally do mine.
And I would say late winter to kind of mid-spring. Don't do it earlier than that. And then all the new growth that comes through will flower for you in 2026.
Yeah, because they always flower new growth, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. So
I'd wait till spring, because if you cut them down now, and we get a really hard winter, it can actually split the ends of the stems and damage them. So wait till spring and then prune.
Yeah, but as Adam says, you don't have to. They don't need a huge amount of pruning.
No, just leave them if you want. If you like the height they're at, they will keep flowering from where they grow next year, even if you don't prune them.
So no, but it's never. Please, anybody. That's what we're here for, to answer questions and to help.
There's never a daft question.
There isn't. I run a garden club, and we always encourage all of our members to ask the speakers anything that they like. Adam's been a speaker at my garden club, actually.
Yeah, it's a lovely club as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful club, and lovely part of the world, and lovely people.
Good. Well, we'd like to have you back.
I'll bet for it.
Well, we have got Adam Frost coming to speak in.
Oh no, you've
December.
eclipsed me massively now. But
yes.
He went to the same school as me.
Did he really?
He did. Yeah, went to Burnt Mill School in Harlow in Essex.
Wow.
Yeah.
We bet. Yeah, obviously produces decent gardeners.
All the same name.
Yes. Yes, Adam Frost from Gardeners World is speaking at our garden club in December. Very much looking forward to that. We've been excited, yeah. I've met him a few times. He's a lovely man. He really is.
My friend Suzanne and Russell, I've met him twice because they went to that Hogmanay thing that they do on Christmas Eve. What's this guy's name? Is from the band. What's his name? He does the Hogmanay thing every New Year's Eve.
Oh, Jules Holland.
Jules Holland, yeah. And Adam Frost was there, and they met him there and had a chat with him. And that's how my friend Suzanne found out he went to the same school as us.
There you go.
And then they went to see him do a talk the other night. Apparently, he's doing some talks. So they went to see him somewhere.
Very good.
Yes, he's a brilliant guy. But somebody was just asking about chocolate vine. Akebia quinata, that's chocolate vine. Has these lovely little kind of purple cup flowers. So it's a really lovely.
It's really nice.
Brilliant climate. Very vigorous, great for shade as well. Akebia, Akebia.
Right, keep those questions and those pictures coming in. But we're going to move on to, oh my word, a beautiful palm. The Shamrops. We call it the Hardy Fan Palm, $25.49. And I know, Adam, that is a great price because, again, these are slow growing.
They are slow growing, but also they're tough. These will go down to -10. So they are one of the... Oh.
Apparently, you're going to get an even bigger one than this. You could... Yeah, because that's only 14 centimetres.
That's because we're rushing against one of them. Is it out there?
I didn't see the big one. I didn't.
So nor did I. So basically, you're going to get even bigger than this.
Yeah.
Even bigger, probably even bigger leaves.
It is. Well, I've seen them on the nursery in the 60 to 80, in the 20 centimetres are substantially bigger, yeah.
But these are tough. These will go down to -10, so they're one of the tougher palms to grow in the UK. What they like is a really lovely, sunny, open, well-drained position. They make incredible container plants as well. And Camarops, or most palms actually, do not mind being crazy pot bound. So you can put them in a pot and you can leave them in a pot for donkey's years. I would feed them, however. Now, ordinarily, I would say use our Blooming Fast, but when it comes to palms, I would actually get hold of a bespoke palm feed. Do we do that? Do we do one of those, Stu? I don't know if we do. But yeah, I don't normally direct people away from us, but feed it with a bespoke palm feed if you want to feed these. But they are magnificent, and they can send out like kind of little pups from the base. So in the end, it can become like a multi-clumped fern. This one loves full sun, loves good drainage. Looks good in the winter, looks good. Yeah, you can see there, that one's got a little baby coming up at the base. So eventually they can form like a little clump and they flower. You can see in the picture, they send out these really weird, they're just starting actually in the picture, little shoots that come out, and then the sort of little branches come out and they're covered in masses of like white, yellowish white flowers that are quite fragrant. And also, mine actually produce little dates. They're not edible, but they're ornamental. So yeah, if you want a palm that's tough, grow it in the ground, grow it in containers. It looks good all the year through. Hardy to -10. Go for one of these.
And yours will be bigger than this. I mean, to be fair, that's already, I mean, that's a good size, but yours will come in a bigger pot and it will be between 60 and 80 centimetres. Now we're going to move on to one of the most beautiful hydrangeas.
Nice,
I mean, honestly. And this is part of our magical series, and the clue's in the name. These are magical because they actually change colour. The flowers change colour. And I love that journey.
Yeah, I do as well, because sometimes in the past you might have grown hydrangeas, they kind of just do their flower, don't they? Then the flower sort of dies off and that's it. But these, they're like chameleons.
Yeah.
Because the flower starts off this pure white colour against gorgeous dark green foliage, and I like the markings on the leaves as well, very kind of ribbed, sort of very...
To me, that's just perfect.
It is, and even the stem, Shaun, is a lovely reddish colour on there. So
it's a very stylish hydrangea.
Yeah, it is stylish, actually, this. But what you'll find is, as these flowers mature, they actually start to turn a pinky colour, and then they can turn like this. They can almost go like a dark red over a long period of time. And you can just see, look, just on the edge there, look, just a little bit of pink coming in.
But that sort of like light pink, say, gets more to a crimson as the flowers age.
It does.
And I can also see tiny bits of like a green in there as well. Can you, Adam?
Yep, you get the lime. In fact, this one here, the smaller flower, you can see when it's younger, it has that sort of more of a limey green colour.
Now, the price, again, look at the price on the screen. If you're a club member, we've got about 45,000 club members now, just over actually, your discount club price is $14.42 for a hydrangea that isn't an average hydrangea. This is part of the magical series, and it comes in a 3-litre pot. And what I'm going to say to you is think about buying more than one, because I think hydrangeas look great en masse. It's quite a trend right now to do whole borders of hydrangeas, or to have several of these, along your borders. Size-wise, what gets about a metre?
Yeah, it's nice and compact, so you can grow this in a container, absolutely no problem at all. And because it's a paniculata type hydrangea, that means if it ever gets taller than you want it to be, again, late winter, mid-spring, trim it down to above a leaf joint, to whatever height you want it to be, and all the new shoots that come through will flower for you the same year as you pruned it, which is ideal. So some of the mop-head hydrangeas are a little bit more complicated to prune. This is straightforward. And at the moment, this flower isn't showing its true shape because they are very, very conical. You can see that
there you go.
Yeah, the middle of the flower hasn't quite come out, but once they properly mature, they're a lovely sort of conical shape, these flower heads. And when they change colour, they look amazing. And don't even cut the flowers off at the end. Leave them through the winter, because in the winter time, when they're covered in like a hoarfrost or light fall of snow or something, they look really, really attractive.
The price on that is only $14.42, 5 to 1 635. We are busy this morning, so thank you to everyone that's ordering, and don't forget you can order on the phone line 0844 502 0050, or the easiest way is on the YouGarden website, yougarden.com. I'd say any questions, then please don't be shy. Ask Adam and I.
Do you want your goggles? Oh, I thought he was going to read something. I'll put them down there at harm's way.
Fine, good. But so it's lovely to be with you this Thursday morning. We're live till 12 o'clock, and then back on Sunday, 9:30 till 12 as well. But sometimes, I mean, I love making up baskets, but sometimes you just want the easier option, and we've got a pair now of pre-planted baskets in the Panzercure way, but these are the berries and cream, my absolute favourite colour combination. And again, for club members, 21.23 for both of these. So berries and cream, first of all, this is purples and whites and blues. so tasteful, isn't it?
It is. I mean,
really tasteful.
This is the sort of thing that John, my other half, would have in his front garden because he likes really coordinated kind of look. So if that's for you, this is absolutely perfect. And the contrast between the purple and the white is stunning.
Lovely. I always think these colours do look great in winter, though, don't you?
Yeah,
really
they
cool.
really. Well, purple stands out quite well in low light levels, which is nice.
Yes.
And obviously the white, definitely. And the white flowers actually set off the purple. And there's actually a few that are a bit cheeky because this one here has decided to be both.
Yeah.
It decided to be like white at the bottom, purple on top.
And then you've also got some sort of like blues in there as well.
Yeah, so you get that mix.
So a lovely, say, colour palette. If you're trying to be a bit more coordinated, if you're going for a little bit of a winter theme. And they do come in the baskets that are 25 centimetres. This is what you get, by the way. We've done all the growing so that, I mean, they're already very well established, and it's a cool wave, so don't forget they're going to flower 10 months of the year. They are fully winter hardy. They're going to trail to about 30 centimetres, and they come with the separate clips, and you can choose whether to put the clips on or not.
Yeah, you can, and they just sort of clip onto the side really easy. You just literally push and they're in place. So, but if you want, you can just have them freestanding like that one there.
So if you want them as pots,
they're really easy to take off as well.
Steps and tables.
Yeah.
But I think that's amazing value. You know, I mean, my local garden centre, they sell individual pansy cool wave plants for £2 each.
Oh,
yeah, I know. It's a high-end garden centre.
It's a high something. High price.
For £2 each, seriously, just for the plants. These are multi-planted. These are just straps to keep the plants in during transit, by the way, just to help things nice and secure. Just snip those off, put your clips on, hang them up, and Bob's your uncle. That's an old expression.
Bob? Oh, yeah, I was going to do the next bit, but perhaps I won't.
450-154 for those. Right.
Off they go.
Very busy today, so thank you so much for all of your orders. Now, I want everybody, all of our regulars and all of you new viewers, I want you to buy our compost today. The reason being, it's the best price we've done all year in terms of price per litre. It's our best-selling product at YouGarden. I mean, Adam and I, we used to work on a shopping channel together. We did the garden shows every Sunday, and this was always the top seller. Wherever we've been, our compost is always the best seller, and it always gets the most amount of 5-star reviews. But today, you've got the best price we've done all year, £16.97 for 80 litres with free delivery as well. Adam, I think sometimes, particularly if you're kind of new to gardening, you just don't realise how important compost is.
Well, some people just call it dirt.
Yeah.
They say, I'm just going to get a bag of dirt. I tell you what, Shaun, you just passed me those pansies there.
Yeah.
So I just want to prove a point, because we grow all our sort of plants in this kind of professional compost, so that kind of when you take sort of plants out, so I've just randomly taken that plant out, and you can see there, look at that. This is what it does look. That's actually a pansy as it happens, but you can see, look, this gorgeous fibrous root system is what we've got here. We haven't got sort of little patchy roots, sort of, where most of the compost has got no roots. We've got that perfect root system. So, and when you've got a root system like that, that means your plant is going to thrive. It's going to have more flowers, more fruit, more vegetables, more disease resistance. And that is all down to this compost. This compost is the start of everything in your garden, pretty much, that you want to grow, because roots need to grow in the ground. So, they get their nutrients, they get their water, they get their support from the ground. And this has got everything that plants need to give them that brilliant start in life and sustain them for 6 months as well, because there's a slow release fertiliser in here.
So you think about this, you've got the composted wood fibre, slow release fertiliser, a wetting agent so it rehydrates really well, the pH buffer so it's the perfect compost pretty much for all plants with the exception being the acid loving ones. And we have got reduced peat in there, but the minimum amount to give the maximum results. And Adam, I'll just touch on it because we do also sell peat-free compost. But I know that this year particularly, with it being such a dry, hot summer, a lot of the coir-based composts have really struggled, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
They've dried out so much.
Yeah, and I find with the coir-based ones as well. I mean, if we basically got 2 glass tubes, bottomless glass tubes, and we filled one up with our compost, one up with coir compost, and we poured equal amounts of water into the top, I'm pretty much 100% sure that In the one with our compost, it would soak all the water up, but with the Koya one, a lot of it would just run straight down and out the bottom, because it doesn't have the absorption that this does. And that is important for two reasons, because when you've got a compost that absorbs water, it's not only absorbing water, is it? If you put feed in that water, it's absorbing the nutrients as well. If it's a compost where everything runs through, you're losing the nutrients and you're losing the moisture, whereas this holds on to it.
Yeah, and I know we really say busy today. Just buy it while we've got the best price we've done all year. You know, place an order. You won't regret it. If you don't use our compost, try it for the very first time. Just see how you get on with it. But also do check out the pages and pages of 5-star reviews on our website as well. You know, I get, without saying big-headed, but I get so many compliments with the pub garden that I look after in our village. And you know, I put it down to, you know, predominantly the compost that I use. This is the pub garden, and it looked, it looked amazing this year. It really did, but it always does. Yes, I do use, obviously, YouGarden plants as well, but I put it down to that compost. And the price we've got, bear in mind, that's a delivered price. You're not spending money on petrol. You're not wasting your time going to a garden centre. You're not having to struggle getting those bags of compost on a trolley and in your car. We deliver them straight to your home, ready to use, and say £16.97 a delivered price. That is amazing. Just over £8 a bag of compost.
Don't even need to leave your house. Just press just tap your screen.
Yeah.
And it'll arrive to you.
Now we are really busy also for our berries and cream hanging baskets. Do you know what? These sold out in the rattan ones quite a while ago. Do you remember, Adam?
I do, yes.
Yeah, the berries and cream.
And that's it, no more of those. They're gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
And these are absolutely flying this morning as well. Now, again, you just work out the value. £21.23, so just over £10 a basket. Fully planted with the phenomenal Pansy Cool Wave. Remember, this is a trailing pansy. It flowers for 10 months of the year. It's fully winter hardy, but it's the colour for me. And I sometimes do the pub garden in all berries and cream in the winter with a bit of silver, actually, and it's very stylish.
Festive as well, especially around Christmas time.
Absolutely.
And you can have these as standalone, as we've got here, if you want to. But of course, also you've got the clips. Got the clips you can put on if you want to. So all you do is you look around the edge, and when you look around the edge, you'll see like a little bit where there's a little indentation on the side there, and that's where you put your clip on. So you just press that on, and that grips on. If you want to remove it, just flick it out like that, and you can take it straight back off again. As easy as that. So you can have them as hanging up, anti-twist as well, or of course you can have them standing alone on your garden bench or table, wherever you want, really.
And do you know what? What a wonderful gift as well. You know, if you've got somebody's birthday coming up. I've got some friends that are buying a house for the first time.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, and they've got a little garden.
Because these will go for months, won't they? Months and months and months. And they'll trail, and they're slightly fragrant. And actually, I wouldn't do it now, but next spring when the new flowers come through, you can actually use them as well. They're edible. You can use them to decorate things with.
Absolutely. But you know, when you look at what we're offering here, these are not just any pansy. You know, these are not sort of like the sort of baskets you're going to find in a supermarket or many garden centres. It is the Pansy Cool Wave. It was the world's first trailing pansy. It flowers for 10 months of the year. It's the berries and cream, which is the most popular variety, and you can get them today. But do be quick, because we've sold so many of these, and so we did sell out the rattan ones. We've still got these available. Elaine, I've just seen your message. So you're going into hospital on the 9th for your neck surgery, so best of luck, Elaine, because I know you've been with us since the very, very beginning.
Best wishes to you.
And we always miss you when you're not in the chat, so we will be all thinking of you and wish you a speedy recovery. I have to say, if you have to go into hospital, it's a good time to go, because your garden doesn't need as much attention in the winter months.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's not going to be romping away, is it? And you get on top. And when you come out, there'll be all the beautiful autumn colours to enjoy.
Yes.
Which would be nice.
Right. Also popular today has been Pennisetum. So I bought a couple of these. They're in my tropical area of my garden, and they are spectacular. And I love it when I buy plants from YouGarden and have friends around, and they say, "Oh, what's that? I love that." And this has that wow factor, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, they could have called it small fibs, couldn't they? But it doesn't quite work so well, does it?
Hang on, I'm not with you.
Tiny tails or small fibs.
I'm sorry, I'm with you now. I can't believe I didn't get that for a second.
It is. I mean, you look at it, you almost think that could be artificial. But, I mean, just the way that the new little plumes come through, that soft pink colour, and the way they're hanging down as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Bex mentioned the other day, with pampas grass, the plumes point bolt upright, don't they? This has got that lovely weeping habit, which makes it a bit different.
To me, I look at this grass, and I think it's the best of so many of the grasses, because it has the look of a pink pampas in terms of the colour.
It does, yeah.
But then it also has the look of a classic pampas, because the plumes start off pink but then go to this lovely cream colour. So you've got pinks and you've got creams. Then I look at the actual foliage, and to me it sort of reminds me of a red barren bloodgrass in autumn.
Yeah, and also a bit like look at the black leaves.
Oh, you're thinking
like the
Ophiopogon as well. Yeah. The dragon grass.
But what's weird, Shaun, is how like some leaves are just completely green. And some are just completely black, aren't they?
So it's like the best of all grasses in one, isn't it?
Well, because both the flowers and the foliage are two different colours. So the flowers contrast, as you said, with the pink and the tan coloured, and then you've got bicoloured foliage as well. What more could this have? It's compact, gets to about 50 centimetres tall.
Look at it.
Now,
they're big, by the way. Look, I'm just going to lift it up to show you. This is the size that you're getting.
And they've looked that good. I mean, we discovered these about 6 weeks, couple of months ago, and they've stayed looking as good from the day we found them as to what they are now. They've not changed one bit in the way they've looked so beautiful. But just make sure, if you want to keep this grass through the winter, keep it somewhere really, really sunny and very, very, very well drained and sheltered.
Now, to get the price on the screen, because remember the recommended retail price is $29.99. You can get this for $21.99, or if you're a club member, and you can join the club right now, it's £10 for the year. Loads of benefits. We'll tell you about that later if there's time. But $18.69. However, we have got an offer code on the screen. Now, it's very important that every single one of you, because say you might be new to our live shows, you need to use that offer code every single time you order from us. That will unlock all the promotions, and it will give you free postage. So don't pay $6.99 postage. It will give you free postage on everything on the show, and that's all of the plants, that's the compost, that's any of the pots that we've got available as well. So that offer code changes every week, but this week's is YGTV 4025. Also, don't forget you can order on the phone lines during the week, 0844 502 0050, but the easiest way is our website, which is YouGarden.com. And if you ever miss a show, you can always watch it on YouTube or, of course, on our website as well. So do bear that in mind. And I always think, I mean, in terms of ordering, you say, I always order on the website because you can get to see everything. You get very clear confirmation emails, and then you get follow-up emails when your order's been dispatched and when it's going to be delivered. And there's our lovely Stu. Now, Stu is sometimes in the background doing the technical stuff, but he does present for sometimes as well with our lovely Bex. It says desperate measures. Not at all. No, it's very good.
I've worked with Stu recently. It's great. Yeah, it's great. It's a privilege.
Yeah, I've worked with Stu in a previous life. It's great to work with. Right. So, one of the brand new items that both of us are very excited about sharing with you, our heather collection. You get 3 of these. They're really well established heathers. They're very healthy. Many of them are coming to flower right now, and £11.02 is your club price. Now, very important. Some of you have said in the chat, I struggle with heathers. How to keep them alive? So we've got a couple of major tips for these.
Yeah. First thing is long term. Make sure they're in acid soil or ericaceous compost, and secondly, make sure they never dry out, because if they dry out for a couple of weeks and then the foliage starts to go off colour, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
They'll just go. They're not forgiving in that sense. So make sure you always keep them moist. This is a lucky dip collection. So heathers is a generic kind of name, if you like. What you'll get 3 different varieties, but you could get a type of Kaluna or you get a type of Erica. Now, they're both heathers. They just have slightly different flower shapes and slightly different foliage, but they will keep flowering all the way through the year. They grow in exactly the same conditions. They like to be kept moist. They're evergreen. They're stunning. They will form gorgeous carpets that will cover the soil in their happy place. And if you've already got in your garden, if you've got rhododendrons, azaleas, camellias that are flourishing, that are looking shiny and green, you can plant these straight in the ground. But if you haven't got that acid soil, grow them in a pot using ericaceous compost. But one thing Shaun and I would say as well, if you want to use these just for this year to put in your pots, your troughs, your hanging baskets, you could get away with just using, just until next spring, just our normal compost, not ericaceous, just normal compost. And then next spring, take them out, then plant them somewhere permanently in ericaceous compost. Between now and then, it'll do them no harm, and they'll look beautiful through the winter. They'll give you pots, troughs, window boxes, that lovely, lovely evergreen look, but then you can plant them somewhere permanently, and they'll spread, they'll grow, they'll flourish, and they'll flower year after year.
They're beautiful. When you get heathers established, they are absolutely stunning. Now, I had a question from Claire on Facebook. She's just received her GMs. I believe she bought the GM Orange Pumpkin. What size pot does she need? Well, I know the GM Orange Pumpkin. It's a great choice, by the way. Planted here at Chelsea in 2023.
Oh, you got me on that one.
I think. I might need to check. So the 22 or 23. Which size pot? Well, the GM Pumpkin is quite a compact GM.
It is. I mean, I would probably go for about the smallest size helix planter kind of size.
About 13 inches.
Yeah. I think that's all you'd need for that, to be honest. Get yourself a tray underneath to keep it moist. But honestly, that'd be big enough. You don't need a big pot for that. Or,
you don't.
If you've ordered 3, you could go for a sort of a larger pot and plant a group of 3 if you wanted to.
We've got a few pots on the show. I think we've got the pine cone, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a bit too big for one.
I think she might have gone for the pack of 3 GMs.
I think you could possibly squeeze 3 in
there,
couldn't you?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, all 3 would go in there.
They'd be happy there for a couple of years, wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no problem at all.
Because they don't grow that big and they don't grow that tall.
And they don't have a massive root system. So 3 in there, I mean, just put them 120 degrees apart, and there's definitely enough depth in a pot like this to keep them moist. And also,
I'm just thinking, again, we've all got different tastes, but I think the orange flowers against the gold could look rather spectacular.
That's a good mix.
Yeah.
But if you just want to put 1 in a pot, then really you only need a pot about so big. That's all. Nothing big at all.
Yeah, you really don't.
No.
Now, very, very quickly, a lot of you have gone for the polyanthus. Remember, polyanthus, they produce the flowers on the tall stems, so you get a bit more height, you get a bit more show. Already beginning to flower, and these are going to flower all the way in autumn, winter, and then you get the really big displays in springtime as well. 410013 849 for club members. And then if you'd like to go for the Pansy Wave by themselves, garden ready. I mean, I know we've got the ready-made baskets, but maybe you've already got your own baskets. These work out 85p a plant for club members. And this mix has got some other colours in it as well. So if you think I don't just want berries and cream, I just don't want purples and whites, I want some yellows and some bicolours and some bright colours for winter, then this is the mix to go for. But again, they're going to flower for 10 months of the year, they're going to trail, they're fully winter hardy, and they will come back next year if you want them to. 400,967. Now, for those of you that are not club members, we're going to tell you all about that in a few minutes' time, so stay watching. But let's remind you of some of your favourites that you've had this morning on YouGarden TV. So yes, you have loved the primulas. And I'm not surprised, because these are the Primula viale. They're often called the red hot poker because the flowers do remind us of red hot pokers. But these are what I loved about Adam's description of these. The fact that they can do really well in a wet, boggy area, because most plants hate that. These actually really like it. So if you've got a difficult, boggy area, maybe the edge of a pond or something like that, they will absolutely thrive there. And they produce some amazing flowers. Now again, these normally flower springtime, but you can get some flowers in autumn and other times of the year as well. Pack of 3 of ththose, 560042. They do die back in winter. We should say they die right down in winter, so do not worry, but in springtime you get the most amazing displays. Now, one of the most beautiful grasses is the red barren bloodgrass, the Imperata. It's as stunning as this one. Springtime you get lots of green growth, and in the summer you get the red tips. In the autumn those red tips turn into most amazing burgundy. And it's a nice compact grass, doesn't get too tall, maybe 60 centimetres or so, forms a bigger and better clump over the years. 560017. Now I have to say, I think the value of the hydrangea today, the Paniculata Magical Fire, is absolutely outstanding. This is a colour changing hydrangea. So the flowers start white, then they age to a light pink, and then as they mature even further, you get these crimson tones as well. The flowers are paniculata, so these lovely panicles of flowers, fully winter hardy, loves, I'd say, a part sunny spot, but it's under £15 for a hydrangea in a 3-litre pot. We grew these ourselves on the nursery. We know how good they are, and if you can afford it, I would go for several today. I really would. You are saving over £18 on every single one of those. And then one of my favourites, this is a cutie. This is the pair of Cortaderias, the tiny pamper. $16.98 is the club price. They're gorgeous. This is our head gardener's garden, Peter's garden. That's his dog. But he's grown these with Verbena bonariensis. He's also grown these with the red baron bloodgrass. They flower in late summer and autumn, but this one, remember, stays really, really compact. So it only goes to about 60 by 60 centimetres, and you get a pair. Great for pots and containers, loves a sunny spot and well-drained soil. 56991. Right, still coming up, we have got a crazy price on the Torbay Dazzler cordyline. These are huge. I mean, wait to see them. Honestly, they're really big. They're really well established. And they just work out £11 4 pence. And that's a delivered price. And these come in a big box, just to let you know. 680 236, one of the most beautiful cordylines that you'll ever find, that's got creams and greens and a little bit of pink in there as well. It's a real stunner, that one, a real showstopper. Also, still coming coming up soon, we have got the Agapanthus popping purple. Now, I love Agapanthus, I'm sure many of you do, but it's a very special breed of Agapanthus that flower for longer. Most Agapanthus, you get maybe 4 to 8 weeks of flowers. These repeat flower, so you can get flowers June, July, August and September. More flowers, longer flowering period, winter hardy as well, and a mid-size Agapanthus. They grow to about 60 centimetres. That one loves a sunny spot. These are from countries like South Africa. They want full sun, well drained, and be mean with those, keep them in really small pots, and they reward you with loads and loads of flowers. Yeah, Stu's just said the worst gardeners grow the best Agapanthus. It's true. Forget to water them, shove them in a tiny spot and a little pot, and they'll love it. 56963. Now, also, many of you have been ordering our ready-made hanging baskets. The value is amazing on these. They're pre-planted, so you get, I'm going to say, when I've counted, there's about 7 plants in these, but they've been grown on. The berries and cream are a beautiful colour palette, so purples, blues and whites. They come with the baskets and the hooks as well. All the work's been done for you, and they're going to flower for 10 months of the year. They are fully winter hardy. Amazing, amazing value. 450,154. But whatever you're ordering today, make sure you stock up on our compost. Now, it's the best price we have done all year. It works out per litre, the best value. So you're getting 80 litres, $16.97 is the club price, $19.97 if you're not. And that is our best selling product here at YouGarden. It's what we grow all of our plants in. Now, I have mentioned throughout the live show, there's 2 prices on the screen. Well, there's actually 3. There's a recommended retail price, ignore that. There's that lovely price in red, and then there's the even lower price in yellow. Now, that is a discount club price. And if you're not a club member, just have a look at this little film right now, and you'll see the benefits for £10 are amazing. If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club. So, I mean, amazing benefits. And I mean, £10 is nothing to pay. I'm just thinking, you know, even with your first order of compost, you save £3.
And it stays £10 forever.
Yes.
If you keep renewing it.
So,
which is great.
Do join the club, and please tell, you know, any of your friends and family about YouGarden TV. You know, I always talk about, you know, YouGarden TV at my garden club, and we've had loads of our members join us now.
There's something else we've not mentioned today as well.
What?
Well, if it's a hardy plant like this Nandina, you get your lifetime guarantee as
You
well.
do?
It's got the little snowflake symbol. If it dies 5, 10, 15 years down the line, just pay P&P again and replace the plant free of charge.
Hey, sorry, I've just seen a great comment about compost from Artful Splodger, who said Koya holds water like a colander.
Yeah.
Because that's great. I might nick that if that's all right, Splodge. I might nick that one. Because, you know, our compost doesn't contain Koya. It's weird because some people say, oh yeah, Koya, because, you know, a lot of the Koya compost start off dried and you add water. And I think they rehydrate okay the first time, but it's when they've dried out a few times they seem to really struggle.
And also what I don't like is the fact they've cut down thousands of acres of British woodland to grow those coconut trees as well, to get the Koya from.
He's joking.
It's terrible.
But, you know...
Because it doesn't come from here, does it?
It doesn't.
It comes from a long way away.
It's all complex and you've got to make your own mind up. But yeah, Koya does come from coconuts. It is grown thousands of miles away from us, and it has to get across here somehow. And also, mass planting is bad. You know, it's not great. Environmentally, mass planting is not great, and there's a lot of mass planting of coconuts, of course, to get the Koya. So anyway,
it holds water like a colander.
I like that, though. Yeah, holds water like a colander.
Love it.
So Elaine's got a son who's going to be looking after her garden, which is perfect, Elaine. It really is. But yeah, if you've got any comments, let's see. Have you sent any more pictures? Let me have a little look. Sandra has just sent in something about cordylines. Sandra. Right, let me just share this. So Sandra has bought a Torbay Dazzler. We've got this coming up, actually. How stylish does that look?
Yeah, it does look gorgeous, that. And what's nice about those cordylines is that 360-degree spread of foliage. They're never lopsided. They're always like really lovely and symmetrical. And
that looks fantastic, doesn't it?
And to me, it might just be my brain, but to me, I think that looks nicer in a square pot than it would in a round pot. For some reason.
Yeah, I'll go with that, Adam.
I like the roundness of the foliage contrasting with the squareness of the container.
And if you're questioning Adam's ability when it comes to garden design, he has won 4 Gold Awards at Chelsea with his husband John.
Although sometimes it is in the, one's own eye a design.
No, it is.
There's never. It's not always a set rule. You know.
It's not, and I always say that, garden how you want to. It's your garden. You have it how you want to. Don't listen to anybody. But, because it really annoys me when people criticise other people's gardens.
I
wouldn't have grown those colours together. I wouldn't have put those colours together. But that's the cordyline. That's where it arrives. So, I mean, look at the size of these.
They're beautiful,
aren't they?
That is so nice, that one. The Torbay Dazzler, the Charlie Boy, all the different cordylines we do.
And in honesty,
fabulous.
What we should do, and I used to work at a nursery when I was a student, and when plants became too big for their pots, and that's borderline, we'd repot them. So that actually should really go in a 5-litre pot now. But if we repotted that in a 5-litre pot and maybe stored it over winter here, we would be charging probably £30 a cordyline.
Easily.
You know, maybe even more, 35. So you're getting basically what should be a 5-litre size cordyline in a 2-litre pot for £11 4 pence for club members.
£11?
I mean,
that is mad. £11.
And that's the size you're going to get. Please don't think, that's just an example of what it will become. That's what you will get now.
Delivered free.
Yeah. That's amazing.
You are not going to find, I'm going to put my neck on the block here, and if you do, I'll be amazed. You're not going to find anywhere today where you can get a cordyline that size for £11 delivered free to your house. I just don't think you will.
So, Sandra, thanks for sharing that. And again, actually, can I just put Sandra's picture up one more time? Because it shows you what that looks like the moment you plant it up.
And that looks classic, that looks sharp. I mean, that beautiful drive done as well.
Yes,
and
really nice.
The whole thing looks so neat and sharp and professional. I love it.
Do you know, my eyes are bad. I looked at that picture and for a second I thought, the neighbour's fence is falling down, but it's a shadow of the fence.
It's easily done.
But your cordyline, that looks like it's been planted up years ago, doesn't it?
Definitely.
It looks so well established.
But instantly, because...
I was like, the neighbour needs to sort the fence up, but not at all, it's a shadow.
It's filled that container beautifully and instantly.
Right, so if you want these, look, again, sometimes in life, you just tune in at the right time. We've got stock available at £11 4 pence right now for club members. Even if you're not a club member, it's only £11.99. The other one we've got available, which is equally as beautiful, very similar size, is Charlie Boy, which is the pink one. These, I always think cordylines look great grouped together, don't you?
Yeah. In fact, if I had two of those square plants, I'd put one in the oven, just have the two colours because I love them.
Or buy two of the same and have matching ones. It's up to you.
It's up to you. It depends how your brain works.
But that's the Torbay Dazzler. The other one we've got is Charlie Boy. Thanks for every order today. We really appreciate it. We've still got about, I don't know where this time's gone. We've got about 15 minutes left. So
we'll zoom through. We'll get through
these.
We've
got a few more items. Shall we? Where do you want to go to next, Adam? What
Start with the lavender if you like.
Smells good.
This is great. I mean, again, straight away. Oh, yes, that's gorgeous. That's nice. Look at this. This is a lavender, but on a standard, which just looks beautiful and stunning and different. And also, if you've got a small space, and you always point this out, Shaun, if you've just got a balcony 3 floors up or a tiny bit of garden, you can have the lavender up in the sky and you can have all the space around the base to underplant with other things.
Just gives you more, if you go vertically, it just gives you more space in your garden, doesn't it? And we often forget that lavender, although it flowers in the summertime, it's evergreen and it's fragrant all year round.
And I think this would look nice in another situation with the pampas. Tiny pamper.
Yeah.
Or the tiny tails.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah. Or tiny tails, because they like all that same position. They like well-drained, sunny, that kind of thing. This is just finishing flowering now. When it's finally finished flowering, what I would do, I would just grip it together like that, and with a sharp pair of secateurs, trim the top off. You let it go. You've got that lovely, perfect foliage. That will look evergreen, sit evergreen for you through the winter, and next spring it will flower all over again. You've got the evergreen foliage, you've got the fragrant foliage, you've got the flowers, and you've got the pollinators as well.
Yeah. I had these in the pub garden for quite a few years. I moved them in the end because they got a little bit big for the containers. But there they are in the pub garden. But they just got a little bit big in the end.
Yeah,
But I could have cut them back, I guess.
I
moved them. But they are stunning. You've got gorgeous fragrance and foliage. Pollinators love them. And winter hardy, of course, as well. 510 574 750 miles. Quite unusual to get a standard lavender, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they take a lot of growing.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think that's been grafted. I think, has it been grafted? Or is it? No, I think it's been
grown.
grown.
I think it's been grown.
Yeah, it's been grown up like that. So that's taken a lot of work to get it to be that size, that stem.
Right. This crab apple's catching my eye.
I saw...
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, I saw one of those in a next-door neighbour's garden to my customer a few weeks ago, and it was a large one, that one. Same variety. And you know what? It looked knockout, Shaun. This one, this has been grafted, which is great. So you can get all the advantage of it, but it won't get huge.
No.
So you can grow this in a container or a pot. But aren't they just adorable? Those little tiny, tiny apples.
Yeah. No, you don't eat them though, do you?
No, you can make Bramley.
You can cook, can't you? But
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You wouldn't eat them raw.
No.
They wouldn't be pleasant.
They're very
you can
bitter,
make,
I believe.
Yeah, you can make crabapple jelly, for example, that kind of thing. But I mean,
yeah, it's really cute.
the fruit is not edible, but it's decorative, and they'll stay on there for a long, long time. Of course, in the spring you've got the incredible apple blossom, which looks really and fragrant.
Yeah.
And the leaves turn a lovely buttery yellow. You can see in the picture there, before the leaves drop, you get lovely autumn colour on these. And it's never going to get too big because it's on that standard that it's been grafted onto.
I think that's really cute and something a little bit different. So to get it as a standard on the tall stem, and that is 510943. And then in my garden, the one thing that I can say you'll always find me using are the heavy-duty pots.
Which I can't get to.
We are doing, this is amazing value today. If you've not got these already...
There's two.
You get 4 of these for $15.27 for club members. So they're working out less than £4 a pot. Works out about £3.80 a pot.
£3.80?
Yeah, so it's ridiculous. Now... We are going to be coming into bare root season in a few weeks' time. Bare root fruit trees, raspberry canes, all sorts of goodies. Get your heavy-duty pots now while we've got this offer on. They are down to $15.27 for club members, because for growing fruit trees, for growing raspberries, what else did I grow this year? All my tomatoes in here. You might be somebody that loves things like courgettes. You can grow them here. Pretty much any fruit and veg can grow in here, can't it? Potatoes. But also, this time of year, you will use them an awful lot for just garden tidy-ups. You know, when you're weeding, deadheading, all of your garden waste can come in here. They're so strong, aren't they?
They are strong, Shaun. I mean, again, look, watch my knuckles. I mean, my knuckles are white. That's how hard I am pulling on these handles, but they don't snap, they don't break, they don't come off. I mean, look, you can do ridiculous things with them, and they don't crack, they don't split, they don't dent. They really, really are really, really tough pots.
Yeah, and they have got fantastic drainage. We said earlier,
in the bottom.
Most plants hate being waterlogged.
Holes in the side.
It's impossible to get something waterlogged.
Yeah,
in here,
you can't get these to be waterlogged.
You can't.
UV stable as well, so these are never going to turn brittle. And it's just so many uses.
Yeah. Well, I've had some of mine about 20 years. I use them every single time that I garden for many, many uses. They're 130011. Yes, my Christmas trees live in there all year round, and then at Christmas time I decorate them with hessian. And my tomatoes were amazing in those. Quick reminder, if you'd like that really cute Malus crabapple tree, it's a standard, it's been specially grafted to have the tall stems, stay compact, produce the most amazing fruit, which is ornamental. You can use it in cooking, I should say, though, and that is 510943. And don't forget, if you like the lavender, it is a Munstead standard again. Many, many years of work in that one, and that's 510574. Naomi's just said it looks like a nuke. Yes, it's very similar, but it's a lot bigger. The nuke's like that. That's like that. So it's a big difference in size. Right, so as many of you know, Adam and I are not winter people. Our worst month in life is January. Adam described it to me earlier as a month of Mondays. But there's one thing that perks us up in January. There's only one thing that perks us up, and it's seeing the snowdrops.
It is snowdrops.
It's the only thing we like about January.
Yeah, because
that's it. Anything else you like?
Well, there's a few. I mean, aconites. Sometimes get the aconites, don't you? But or like a month in the Seychelles. That'll do me in January.
True. But snowdrops, they are the first sign that spring is on its way.
They're the harbingers of spring. Yeah. That's what they are. And they're a little lifeline for me.
They are, yeah, that's a good expression. I mean, it's magical. You know, like you're in January when you're putting loads of weight, you're skinned. You look awful, you feel awful, and the days are still terribly short and the nights are really long. when you see the snowdrops poking up their brave little heads through snow and frost, there is something magical. Now, very important, you get 20 bulbs for £9.99 today, £8.49. But the quality of our bulbs, we were looking for these earlier, and Adam said, oh, I need a pack of really small bulbs. And we found our snowdrops, which are actually like, ooh, they're big.
They are big.
They're big for snowdrops.
And that's good, because now I'm going to say something a bit controversial. Ordinarily, I would not be an advocate of planting snowdrops in bulb form.
You'd say plant them in the green,
I'd say plant them in the green.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I normally say that is, and I'm going to use a bit of a naughty word, because normally when you see them in some packets, they're piddly, aren't they? Piddly little bulbs, little about the size of a pea, and they're so dried out and desiccated, they're almost not got a hope. These are much bigger. So they're not dried out. They're very, very viable. These will flower for you next year. So I would say when you're planting bulbs this size, you'll get a result as good as if you planted them in the green.
And I totally agree. I was amazed how big these bulbs are. Now, little tip for you though, plant them as soon as they arrive. Do not leave them for
soak
months.
them as well. Give them a good soak.
Yeah.
Soak them overnight in a bowl of water. Then the next day, put them straight in. Don't plant them too deep, and they're wonderful for shade. And also they're really, really good for soil that's permanently moist. So you could grow them in silly areas, not silly, similar areas to where you grow bluebells or lily of the valley, for example.
So I would absolutely get those today. The value is incredible for the size of the bulb and the quality. Right, we mentioned agapanthus, popping purple, been really busy. This is an agapanthus that flowers for twice as long as other varieties, so 4 months of colour.
So we've gone one extreme to the other. We've gone from shade for the snowdrops, we've gone to full sun for the actual beautiful agapanthus. And Shaun pointed out to me, I didn't realise this about this variety when I was working a little while back. This repeats flowers for 3 to 4 months. I mean, we're in 2nd of October, and the plants in front of us have still got flowers on.
I know.
Even now.
So it's a great time to get these. $16.97, so work it out. About $5.66 a plant. Fully winter hardy, this variety.
Yep. Just make sure when you plant in the garden, full sun, really well drained. Incredible container plants, by the way. And don't rush to put these in a big pot. Put them in a small pot. Keep them pot bound. The more pot bound they are, the more likely they are to keep flowering. If you give them a huge, great big pot with gorgeous compost, you'll probably get lots of leaves, but you won't get as many flowers.
Now I know I've just heard we've only got 6
I know, where's the
minutes
time going
remaining.
today? It's gone like crazy today.
It really has, but you've still got time to put some comments in the chat. Let us know. Are you trying some new bulbs this year? What are you planting? Are you planting something similar for spring? Right, let's something new for spring. What about the tulips? These are gorgeous.
I've got these, and you know what? When I put these in the ground in about another month or so's time, I'm just going to be so looking forward to seeing these come through. I mean, these are divine. I mean, they look like peonies, don't they, rather than tulips? I mean, look at the flower shape and look at the colours, the mixture of colours. It reminds me of one of those sort of masters, Dutch master kind of painters, when you see those botanical paintings in those really old reference books, or you go to sort of an art gallery and you see those ancient pictures. Those tulips look like that. They've got that classic, stunning, beautiful look to them. The colour mix there is, I mean, you run out of superlatives to describe these in the end, don't you?
I bought these as well recently because I had a bit of tulip envy last year. I didn't think I grew enough. We sell all types of tulips, but I actually think the springtime doubles are some of the most spectacular.
They're staggering.
They really, really are. And when they flower, normally about April time, they will fill your heart with joy. Go for a couple of bags of those. I think tulips are amazing on mass, don't they?
Definitely.
They really do.
Great for containers, great for beds and borders. All they ask of you is somewhere sunny and well drained. And if you plant them in that kind of position, they come up year after year as well. So, go for these.
So get those. Would you wait till November to plant them, Adam?
What I'd say is if you're planting these into brand new compost in pots or containers, plant them straight away. If you plant them into the open ground, I would wait till November, December.
Yeah, when it's cooled down a bit.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about what plants look great throughout the winter, and we've had some lovely ones actually. But this is our evergreen hardy fern collection, which I mean, the clue's in the name. They're evergreen and they're hardy. Because a lot of ferns do, I've got a mixture in my garden. Some do die down to nothing in the winter.
They do, but these won't. I mean, you'll get a mix of 3 different ferns that look good all the year through, that are great in shade. And I'm just thinking, why not get yourself a nice sized pot, put 3 of these in a nice sized pot, and then underplant with the snowdrops that we've got.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Can you imagine on a spring day those lovely, lovely white snowdrop flowers contrasting against the evergreen foliage of these ferns? That would look...
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I think, go for that. I think that could be a great mix.
But ferns are brilliant at keeping weeds down. Slugs... And snails, they don't go in an area, do they?
They don't, because they're so coarse, the leaves, there's no juice in them, so the slugs and snails won't bother them.
And actually, I would say, in general, very disease resistant.
Yeah, they don't get any diseases.
No.
They've been around almost the second kind of plants to colonise the planet after mosses and liverworts and lichens.
I mean, these go back to Jurassic times, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So they're true survivors. You're going to get 3 mixed varieties, but all of them will be winter hardy. That means they've got the lifetime guarantee, and they're evergreen as well, adding interest all winter long. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do some hanging baskets this year with some ferns in.
Again, you could use these for this year. So, and then all you'd need to do in the spring is then just take them out the hanging baskets, put them in their permanent place in the garden. But certainly you could use them this year for fillers.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that.
Hanging baskets and your containers.
Right, so I know we're nearly out of time. Oh, I wish I had longer. We are back on Sunday, by the way, 9:30 till midday. It's not me. I think it's Bex and Charlie. Adam and I are having a day off, aren't we?
Yeah,
we're doing some
away
gardening
for the weekend with my family.
I'm having a day of gardening and a nice big Sunday roast. Right, what are your favourites next, Adam?
Yeah, Chionodoxa, the glory of the snow, they call these. These bulbs are tough, they're hardy, they're very, very beautiful. They come up sort of about February time when everywhere is bleak and really dull and depressing. These will light up your world, and they'll come up in your grass, your beds, your borders, your rockeries, your pots, your containers, about 2 to 3 inches tall. And look at the colours. Can you imagine after the sort of British grey winters we get, seeing an explosion of these beautiful colours coming up in the late winter or sort of midwinter sunshine? And again, I'm just thinking, why not go for the snowdrops and plant those with these? Because the snowdrops would come first and then these would come after. So if you want really early colour from bulbs in your garden, in your containers, in your hanging baskets, go for these. They're perennial, they'll come back year after year, they'll spread, they'll divide. They die down during the summer, you don't know they're there in the summer, and then you'll forget about them, and next spring or late winter, you'll suddenly see these little bulbs come up, they'll explode into colour, and you'll think, wow, they were amazing.
Right, we're out of time, Adam. Just come and join us one final moment at our compost. It's been, do you know what, whatever you're planting today, your bulbs, your ferns, your winter bedding, make sure you get our compost. Now, very important, this has been the top seller today because 1, it's always really popular, but 2, it's the best value we've done all year in terms of price per litre. So, if you've got less than 2 bags at home, stock up now. While we've got this offer on, it's only $16.97 for club members for 80 litres delivered straight to your door. Don't forget to get all the free postage, the special offers. You've got to use that offer code YGTV 4025. That changes every week. You can still shop with us after the show's ended, but do join the club as well if you're not a club member. It's only £10 for the year, and that will save you a fortune. Adam, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I enjoyed it, Shaun. You as well. Enjoyed it.
Don't wear such a nice shirt next time. You make me feel drab. I will see you next week. Adam's on TikTok this afternoon if you want to join him. But thanks for watching, and happy gardening from YouGarden. Bye.